Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Now that was a good ass game last night. Bengals, Chargers. Overall, beautiful weekend in the NFL. Seahawks, they come back to beat the Niners. The best bet of everybody's week last week was Chiefs and a teaser. You can get the Chiefs and tease them. No way they don't cover it plus 8.5, right? Wrong. Lose by 9. I heard everybody, and I mean everybody, talk about this Chiefs teaser. Let's just pick a team to tease them with. Most people chose the Atlanta Falcons. Hot Atlanta, brutally beaten to a pulp by the Denver Broncos. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons, baby. Man, Steelers, Ravens, Jets, Colts. Get to it all. Definitely will recap the Sunday that was in NFL. Preview a little bit of this Texans Cowboys game, which always brings me back to my youth. 2002. I believe it was Monday night. It was the first Texans game ever. I opened it up in Texas Stadium in Houston. NRG. I don't know what they call it now, to be honest with you. Pretty sure it's not NRG Stadium anymore. Reliant? Or is that the old one? And now it's NRG. I don't know. But long story short, excuse me. I watched David Carr beat the Cowboys with some last minute heroics in that game. Shout out to the Houston Texans. CJ Stroud looking to do his damn thing, looking to improve to 7-4. Texans haven't scored in the second half, at least a touchdown in over a month. I think tonight is the night. I think tonight is the night they right the ship. Texans 27, Cowboys 13. That's my little final score pre-document. But again, we'll touch on everything in the NFL, going all the way back to Thursday night, recapping all games that was. Starting next week here, probably we'll start looking at some playoff pictures. I noticed it's starting to become more of a trend this weekend watching. Last night they showed playoff percentage chances with the win or loss for Bengals and Chargers. Pretty dope. Love that we're getting into the playoff spirit already. I haven't looked it up because I just want to ride this ecstasy wave that is being a Saints fan. Pretty sure our chances are pretty slim. But in my head, we just won 2 in a row. And we're on our way to the damn playoffs, baby. Especially with the Falcons losing. But I don't know. Outside of catching them in the division, I'm not sure what our chances are wild card wise. But man, a lot of implications, a lot of stuff, a lot of games yesterday that mattered. Also, I'm gonna recap the entire weekend that was in college basketball. I'm gonna do that as quickly as possible. Going all the way back to Friday. Trust me, I got a lot of tabs open. We about to get busy and we about to get funky. Also, beautiful night tonight in college hoops. I know don't nobody want to watch that damn Texans Cowboys game. Trust me, there'll be some good college hoops action going on for you. I will preview that, give out my bets in that tonight. I gotta turn the page, man. Last week, 14-7 for us betting college basketball last week on the show. That's a Monday through Saturday. 14-7. Franklin Earl, first week back, my man. 3-2 ain't bad. But now I need them 4-1 weeks from you, baby. You can't come giving the best bet of the day, losing. But 3-2 for Franklin Earl, the Beardwinaton. Again, 14-7. Turn the page on that, and that's the last time we mentioned it. 14-7. Should have doubled up last week if you was effing with your boy. But anyway, this is Captain by a hook with the red beard. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on this beautiful, fantastic, absolutely gorgeous fall Monday. It is the 18th day of November, and Thanksgiving's around the corner. Got about a week away from Thanksgiving Day. Man, I can't wait. Just like that, Christmas about 4.5, 4 weeks away. Man, please. All about the bread like ham and cheese. It's gonna be a fun last 6 weeks to wrap up this year, going into January and then 2025. Can't believe it's already here. It's gonna be a beautiful year as well. Let's jump into this NFL. Let's recap this week real quick. Eagles. Everybody counted them out. Everybody said they need to fire Sirianni. Everybody said this Eagles team is falling apart. They're 8-2. They are 8-2. And they are atop of the NFC East. Looks like there's a game and a half lead between them and the Commanders, who they just beat. Also won 6 in a row. Eagles have 26-18 win over the Commanders on Thursday night. Saquon doing Saquon things. Saquon ridiculous. That didn't work. I thought it was gonna work. Didn't work. 26 carries, 146 yards, 2 tutties for him. Moving on to Sunday's slate. Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns. Jameis need to get his eyes fixed. Missed a few receivers wide open. It's all gravy. Just need to get that LASIK touched up, big dog. Saints. Who that said he gonna beat them Saints? 35-14. Taysom Hill. I mean, the kid had 138 rushing yards. I mean, the kid had 3 touchdowns. The kid also threw a damn interception and fumbled the ball, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Shout out to Taysom Hill carrying the Saints to victory this weekend. It was his game, man. Saints now 4-7, Browns now 2-8. Saints put up 35 on the Browns, who managed to get 14 out of the game. Packers, the Bears, NFC North rivalry coming down to the wire. Jordan Love didn't play that great, but he got the win, and sometimes that is all that matters. Packers 20, Bears 19. Bears 4-6. Roller coaster of a year for the Bears. First few weeks down and out. Then Caleb Williams the GOAT. I told you. Wait, this kid sucks. I don't know what they're gonna do. They gotta just get behind somebody and ride them out. Y'all gotta stop thinking these kids are gonna save you week to week. Let Caleb grow up, bro. Y'all ruined Justin Fields with all the expectations. Just let Caleb play ball, man. Maybe it's coaching. Maybe it ain't Caleb. I don't like Caleb, but maybe it ain't him. Who knows? 4-6 Bears. Packers 7-3. I mean, that division absolutely swamped with talent. They're looking at Lions, Vikings, Packers. Packers are in third place at 7-3. They'd be in first or second place in every other division. First in most of them at 7-3. Shout out to the NFC North, man, bringing it this year. Bringing it. Packers though barely get away with the win there, 20-19. Lions, feast on the Jaguars. Lions. I mean, it got ugly, and it got ugly in a hurry. 28-6 at the half, 52-6 at the end of the game, all this team does is put up ass whoopings. 9-1 now for the Lions. They are rolling and in control of the NFC North. Vikings 8-2, right behind them. They beat the Titans 23-13. Shout out to I don't know, Cam Akers. I don't know when he came on the Vikings, but I've heard his name a lot this weekend. Shout out to Cam Akers. How about that? Sam Darnold. 8-2 Vikings, man. Who would have thunk it? Definitely not I. Dolphins. They handle business against the Raiders. Dolphins move to 4-6. 34-19 victory over the Raiders. Man, Miami. Uh-oh. No, I'm kidding. And that's what I mean. Saints 4-7, Dolphins 4-6. How many of these four-win teams really have a chance at making the playoffs? That's something I'm going to dive into on a personal level this week and bring it to you probably next week after we get one more game under our belt. The Rams 5-5. They were 8-1 before this game. I haven't looked since this game to win the NFC West. Probably better odds now. They win. Niners lose. Cardinals ain't playing. I guess the Seahawks won. A lot of 5-5 teams. The Cardinals 6-4. The rest of the division 5-5. How beautiful is that? So Rams, I don't know. They were 8-1 to win the division before yesterday's game. Just one of those popular bets. Something about jumping on the Rams, the Ramily family. Let me see if I can find it real quick. As quickly as possible. Here. The Rams are plus 500, but there's the longest odds. Cardinals even money, Niners plus 270, Seahawks plus 500, Rams plus 500. The plus 800 sounds better than plus 500, but man, that's a popular bet. Everybody's trying to get down on it. Get down on it. And I mean, look at this. This is a wisher's dream, but the Saints are plus 3,000. Only 2 games back from the damn Dirty Birds. But anyway, let's get out of this. We're not here to talk futures. Rams 28, Patriots 22. Stafford threw 4 of them things. Colts barely keep their postseason alive, hopes alive. Anthony Richardson, the kid, is back. 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 throwing touchdown. Anthony Richardson had the answer. Anthony answer you anyway. Anthony Richardson and the Colts sneak away with the win over the Jets. Yeah, probably 10 million people with a story right now about this damn Jets team. I told you I ain't betting them no more. Damn sure ain't bet them this weekend. I did have AR's anytime touchdown. Shout out to that boy. But Colts 28-27 win over the Jets. Steelers, they get the job done with their defense. Do. Steelers trying to do the math. 6, yes, 6 field goals, no touchdowns. Win the game by 2, 18-16. Man, 8-2. They take control of the NFC North, the AFC North. Excuse me, AFC North. Steelers, baby. Shout out to the damn Steelers. Shout out to Mike Tomlin. They counted you out. You 8-2, whooping ass, taking names. Told you about them damn Broncos smacking the Falcons around. Falcons 6, Broncos 38. Falcons now 6-5. That's what I'm saying. Saints 4-7. It's only a 2 game. It's only 2. There's a few games left, bruh. Don't get caught slipping. And I'm sure everybody's telling the joke today about Atlanta getting caught slipping, choking up on a chicken wing. Seahawks, baby, 20. Niners, 17. Geno Smith scrambling, grambling, dabbling, getting in the end zone late to put his Seahawks up. I mean, there was 12 seconds left when he got in the end zone. 20-17 victory. Seahawks 5-5. I guess all of them are tied for second place. Seahawks, Rams, Niners, all 500, all 5-5. The Bills hold off late. Chiefs just could never get that one stop they needed in the second half. Or at least they couldn't get a stop and then go take advantage on offense. Every time they did get a stop, Chiefs would just punt it right back. Blase. 21-30 victory for the Chiefs. Everybody, I mean everybody and their mamas was guaranteeing that the Chiefs keep it within 8 and they lose by 9. Serendipity. Sports gambling world. It's humorous. Life's beautiful. Life's a comedy, and it usually writes itself. And yes, I gave out a teaser, and yes, the Chiefs were the only leg to lose. So I'm right there with the people. I'm just laughing at it instead of complaining about it. I also didn't guarantee it, and I didn't say it's the best, easiest, smartest bet in the world. Anyway, Bengals. Yikes. Ample opportunity to win this game, or at least take a lead late. Missed 2 field goals that could have put them up 3 late, and instead, J.K. Dobbins with a 30-something yarder, not only to ice the game, but to go over his rushing total of 52 in the hook. Ended up with 56 because of that 30-yarder. Shout out to that boy. But I will say this: that hook is an imminent effort. What's his name? Jamar Chase, 75 in a hook, over under, lands on 75. That boy couldn't just stretch out a half a yard. Boy couldn't just make one more move. It's all gravy though. Bet a 5-leg last night. Just feeling wild. Everything hit but the Jamar Chase receiving yards. So shout out to that boy coming up a half a yard short for me. Again, that is the name of the game. But Bengals, I mean, things are looking awry. 1-4 at home. Also, it's crazy. Steelers on a 5-game win streak in that division. Bengals 4-7 on a 2-game losing streak. Not looking good. I'm not sure how this playoff picture works. I'm guessing it's the top 9 teams, right? If one team gets a bye. I don't know how this works. All I know is the tournament in March, baby. That's all I understand. But as of right now, I mean, it looks like Bengals still right there in the mix. Either Colts at 5-6 or Dolphins at 4-6 is the spots right above them. And I mean, even Broncos at 6-5. So there's 3 spots above the Bengals, who are at 4-7, where I feel like they could still sneak into a playoffs. I know last night it said after they lost, they had like a 10% chance or something, but I don't know. NFC side looks a little more challenging. The Saints got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams ahead of them, all with 5 or 4 wins, just like them. So I do not know, buddy. I do not know if they can make it. But hey, that's why they play the damn games. Anyway, it's Captain by a hook, baby. Let's recap the weekend that was in college hoops before we get to preview today's games. I'm going to start off on Friday. Alabama was the best bet of the damn day. I told you that morning I hate 7 bets because you get a big number like that, you're asking to break even. Luckily, I went 4-3 instead of 3-4, a little better than even, but it's damn near even. But the Purdue Boilermakers 4-0, not gonna say blowout, but Alabama never really had a chance. They were down 6 to 8 to 10 points the entire game, end up losing by 9, but it never felt like Alabama had a chance. I mean, they were right there, but they just never got the momentum rolling. Shout out to Purdue, figuring out ways to get it done. Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, 17 points apiece. Braden Smith also dropped 10 dimes and 6 rebounds, giving him a double double, 17 and 10. Those guys, man. The broadcast said Braden Smith's going to be the greatest Purdue point guard when he's all said and done. Strong praise for the kid, but I can't even argue against it. Man, 3 balls just wasn't dropping for Alabama. Shot 31% from deep, while Purdue shot 56% from deep. So Alabama still getting their legs under them. They fall to Purdue. Purdue at home, huge win. It's going to move them up for sure. They were number 13 on Friday. Alabama was number 2. So definitely going to be some flip-flopping around. Alabama probably dropped to 7 or 8. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. All I know is Alabama wasn't, what, they was number 9 in my top 10 last week. I have to look at that and make sure I redo my top 10 tonight for mañana. This one was a fun one, although it broke my heart. Arizona Wildcats falling to Wisconsin. I mean, it was bad. It was oogly. It was boogly. Wisconsin 4-0 now, 103 to 88. They get the big victory over Arizona, who came in there as 5-point favorites, 4.5-point favorites. But Wisconsin just took the hell off. I mean, John Tanji, I got to give the kid his flowers. Hope I said your name right. If I didn't, I'll figure it out later. But John Tanjay, 41 points for the kid as Wisconsin. Turkey, dog, whoops. Arizona, I got Wisconsin tonight too, so holding my breath. They can keep this thing going. Sometimes you come off a big win and just lay a deuce on them. I believe this game was Saturday. Moving to Saturday. No, this was Friday still. Friday still. Marquette improves to 4-0 after taking down the Maryland Terrapins. They get the 4-point victory. Uh, Pretty good game. 78 to 74. Marquette, 28 points from Cam Jones. Cam Jones is a damn beast. Last year I said he was their best player, even though Kolick and all the other cats was getting some love. I love Cam Jones's game. Stands out. Stat sheets don't even tell you all the stuff that he does. But he had 28 points in this win over Maryland. Maryland had 24 points from both Derek Queen and Jacoby Gillespie. Bright future for Maryland. They'll figure it out, I'm sure. Marquette improved to 4-0 on Friday, and then Florida improved to 4-0, giving Florida State, the Seminoles, their first loss of the season, giving them their first home loss as well. Florida behind Walter Clayton Juniors, 25 points. They get the 87 to 74 victory. I like this Florida team a lot, man. They're number 20th in the nation. Probably move up a little bit. Probably be 17, 18 by the end of the day. But they're a team I'm gonna have my eye on. Maybe look for them to make a Sweet 16 run later in the season. We'll see. We'll see how they improve. They do have a huge cloud looming with the coach fiasco going on right now. Not going to speak on it. Don't really know too much about it, but there's an investigation involving the coach at Florida. Um, like I said, I don't know anything about it, but I believe it's some sexual misconduct with female students or something. It'll all come out to the light once they finish the investigation. Don't know how serious it was. I mean, they haven't fired him. They haven't put him on leave, suspended him. They pretty much said, "You're our coach till further notice." And So we're just waiting until further notice. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, they take their first loss. Texas A&M, 78-64 victory for Texas A&M. Wade Taylor with 15, trying to get things rolling this season. Texas A&M improves to 3-1. Buckeyes first loss of the season goes to 2-1. Rutgers, I believe this was a Saturday game. Moving on up now. Ace Bailey, his first start of the season, his first game of the season, ends up shooting 500 from the floor, 5 for 10. Ends up with 17 points and 6 boards in his first game playing for Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights get the 98-81 win over Monmouth. Uh, I can't wait to see what Ace Bailey does. I mean, this kid reminds me of Carmelo Anthony and Brandon Miller. And if you want to go old school, there's a little Bernard King and a little Kim English in this game as well. But that's if you want to go old school. New school cats, Melo and Brandon Miller. But old school, definitely a lot of Bernard King in the kids' game. A lot more athletic than Bernard King, but just the same attack from the same spots and blase. Can't wait to see what Ace Bailey does this year. He's probably the most hyped player, him and Cooper Flag, I mean, in decades for the sport. Decades. Probably since they forced kids to go one and done. Ace Bailey definitely should have went straight to the league. Virginia, they're 3-0. Shout out to the Cavaliers. Tony Bennett stepped down. Everybody, including myself, thought all hell was breaking loose down there in Virginia. They have done nothing but win. 3-0. Yeesh. On the other side of things in this game, Villanova down to 2-3 and just cannot get a good win. Cal Neptune's seat getting hotter and hotter. And from the interviews, post game conferences, it sounds like it's getting to him. Sounds like the pressure is eating him up. He has no idea what to do. Feel bad for the guy, man. I'm sure he worked his whole life to become a college basketball coach, and he's not getting the job done. And they're losing patience, which is the part that breaks my heart the most for anybody. I hate to see anybody lose their job, but definitely needs to get Villanova back into its winning ways, or he will be out of there. Virginia 3-0, 70-60 win. I mean, this game proved that the madness is real. The madness has already begun, and it's only November. Charleston, the Cougars, the return of the Mac, Chris Mack, returning to college basketball sidelines. 2 overtimes it took for Charleston to hit a buzzing beater 3 to beat the Florida Atlantic Owls. Charleston Cougars now 3-0, and the return of the Mac. Oh, I cry. Oh, I cry. 39 points, 13 rebounds for Ante Brozovic. Shout out to the big man. I'll figure out your name one day. But man, huge game from Charleston. Huge game for Florida Atlantic. But Charleston with the buzzer beater 3, um, outlasting the Florida Atlantic Owls in double overtime. Talk about madness. College of Charleston 3-0, baby. Let's keep it rocking. Keep it rolling. It's Captain by Hook. We're recapping the weekend that was in college hoops. Penn State Nittany Lions. They improved to 4-0, 86-64 over Virginia Tech. Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets, they took on the Georgia Bulldogs this weekend. Yikes. Both teams put up 50 in the second half. However, the first half is where the game was decided. 27-19 Georgia win the halftime with an 8-point lead. They end the game with an 8-point win. Georgia Bulldogs 4-0. Shout out to them turning that program around. You don't think of basketball when you hear that team. So shout out to them bringing some light to the court. Pittsburgh, don't look now. They're 4-0 after Turkey Dog whooping West Virginia 86-62 over the weekend. Pittsburgh 4-0. Indiana, they improved to 3-0. Mike Woodson throwing some ice on that hot seat. Indiana 87, South Carolina 71. Big win for the Hoosiers. Love what I'm seeing from the Hoosiers and Mike Woodson this season. The Mississippi. They give Colorado State their first loss of the season. Ole Miss 4-0. Chris Beard got the Rebels running. 84-69 win for Old Mississippi, baby. Doing the damn thing. Chris Beard doing the damn thing. And this was a good one. Xavier, they improved to 4-0 after beating the Wake Forest Demon Deacons 75-60 over the weekend. I love this Xavier team. Cannot wait to see what they do in conference play. Definitely a dark horse to win the conference. Few more from the weekend, real quick. Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. They're 3-0. They beat up on Georgetown. You know the saying here, F Georgetown means fade Georgetown. Notre Dame minus 2.5 on Saturday. Best bet of the weekend. Uh, Never a doubt. Placed that thing with ease. 84-63. The Fighting Irish getting the job done. Nevada. Only want to talk about this game for one reason. Thought Santa Clara would bring some boom. As the kids say, Santa Clara now drops to 1-3. Disappointing start to the season after all of the hype around their guard play. Nevada 4-0 after beating them up 85-59. And the matchup, the family matchup. Who's your daddy? It's pretty funny, I thought. Patino didn't like it. Rick Pitino, St. John's, improves to 4-0 after giving his son, Richard Pitino, and the New Mexico Lobos their first loss of the season. St. John's walked away from the Garden with an 85-71 victory. Who's your daddy? It's beautiful, man. Beautiful. See Rick Pitino and Richard Pitino coaching against each other in the Garden, the Mecca. Beautiful moment, regardless of who won. Shout out to St. John's. The Red Storm getting it done. And then Boise State. Horrible game before this. I go to fade them. I take Clemson. And Clemson reminded me, hey, bro, you can't bet on us. We trash. I say, I know. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. Boise State 84. Clemson 71. And then the Trojans of USC, they get their first loss of the season last night, handed to them by California. The Golden Bears 3-1. USC also 3-1. Shout out to California. Stojakovic, he drops 20 points last night. And Javon Blackshear Jr. also had 19 for California in the win. I talked about it in July, and I know some of you probably wasn't paying attention. California is a team to watch out for. Also, over the weekend, teams like Duke, Creighton, Kansas, Michigan State continued to roll while Syracuse continued to struggle. Syracuse 3-0, but yikes. They're playing some cardiac games down the stretch. Doesn't seem like it'll bode well for them too much longer. I don't know how much luck one team could have. Man, that was fun. 15-minute recap of the weekend, huh? It's Captain by a Hook, baby, with the red beard. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs. Before I give out some bets for the night, let's preview some other games that my eyes will be on. Started off in Ann Arbor. We got Michigan taking on Miami of Ohio. Michigan, 22.5-point favorites. I think that number is a little too big. I think Michigan wins this by 12-15. They haven't shown me that they can really dominate. They don't have the transition game yet to blow out teams. They're pretty half court, half court. That's why a lot of teams are able to play with them bucket for bucket. Michigan minus 22 in the hook feels a little too big for me. This one. Now, this is the game of the night. And I know there's bigger name schools, but North Texas, the Mean Green basketball playing machine, taking on McNeese State, the heart of Lake Charles, Louisiana. I mean, you can't get a better game than this. This is the equivalent of a Final Four game between some small schools. McNeese minus 4.5. Love McNeese. Love them. Love North Texas. If I had to bet this game, 4.5 is just too big. This is gonna be a 1 point game coming down to the wire. Whoever makes their free throws is gonna win it. North Texas though, definitely a team I would bet at any price to win a game against anybody. Um, they've been playing out of their mind this season. Just beat Minnesota last game, while McNeese is 1-2, struggling to figure it out and find their cohesiveness. So if I had to bet this game, North Texas right now would be the bet. You come at me in a month, maybe I take McNeese. I do think McNeese gets things right, but right now they're not looking right to me. And maybe this is the game that does it. Maybe they come out and win by 30. And hey, McNeese is back. But boys, this is a fun one. Cannot wait to just sit down on a Monday night and watch North Texas taking on McNeese. I know. I'm crazy. The madness is in me. North Carolina State taking on Colgate, 12.5. Lean NC State to cover that, but Colgate can get feisty. Pittsburgh minus 34 in the hook. Way too big for me to bet a Pittsburgh game minus anything in the 30s. Um, yeah, I'm not telling you to fade it. Just definitely not about to sweat out Pittsburgh winning by 35 on a Monday night. I'll just say it like that. Um, Monmouth taking on Wichita State. Wichita State trying to bring back the powerhouse that once was, but 16.5 definitely too big for me to take. But Wichita State, I want to see them do good this season. I want to see them in the tournament come March. Definitely like what I'm seeing from the black and yellow, black and yellow. Arkansas minus 21.5. Kind of like this one. Like this is a bet that I'm on the edge of taking. I just added it to my bet slip. Probably end up betting this after the show. Arkansas minus 21 in the hook. I do think they win this game by 30. I mean, they're playing Pacific, to be specific. And since Damon Stoudemire left Pacific for Georgia Tech, haven't seen much fight out of the Pacific program. But Arkansas, do they have the team ability to win by 25? Um, if everybody's going out and just trying to get theirs, they're going to end up winning this thing by 14. So hopefully they just move the rock and just blow this team out by 30. Arkansas minus 21.5. Like it and love it. Iowa State 35.5. You got to think they win this thing 88-40. But again, I'm just not comfortable laying 35 with some teams. It's only a few teams that warrant me laying 35 with them, and that's probably UConn and nobody else this season. So I'm gonna stay away from that just because. Auburn minus 29.5 against Northern Alabama. Auburn shown me that they can do this. Auburn will probably win this game 105-50. It will probably be a 50-point game. So if you want to lay it, that's definitely a game I would lay 30 with. Is Auburn over North Alabama. Utah State 16.5 against Montana. I like it, but I do not love it. Staying away from that one for sure. Washington State, they're taking on Northern Colorado. Northern Colorado took Colorado to double overtime last week. Northern Colorado also beat a very good South Dakota State on Friday. Uh, 11.5 for a Washington State team. Just lost by 12 to Iowa. I don't know. I lean Northern Colorado as some dogs plus the 11.5 here tonight. But just gonna stay away for fun's sake. Man, I probably would end up betting this Arkansas and Auburn. But anyway, let's jump into some bets. This is what y'all been waiting for, ain't it? This is what y'all been waiting for, isn't it? Wisconsin. They just beat Arizona by 16. All you got to do is beat UT Rio Grande Valley by 22. Do they get up for this game is the question. I'm going to bet yes and have my fingers crossed. Not a lot of faith in this. I can see Wisconsin barely winning this thing by 10 or 12 because who gives a damn about UT Rio Grande Valley when you just beat Arizona. But I'm going to go with it. I'm going to take Wisconsin minus 21 and a hook. Show me something. Wisconsin, 21.5. Laying the points with Wisconsin. Again, love Arkansas minus 21.5. Like Auburn minus 29.5. My man, Franklin Earl. Beardwinaton trying to redeem himself. I mean, he was 3-2. I just like making fun of him. Like poking the bear sometimes, bring the greatness out. But anyway, I need somebody, anybody, hit me with the horns. Holy coyote, Batman. Franklin, Earl, Beardwinaton here with you for the best bet of the day. I'm going to go Gonzaga, taking on San Diego State. This is a premier matchup on a Monday night. Must see TV. Make sure you stay up to watch this game. Gonzaga taking on San Diego State. Any other year, you give me 11.5 with San Diego State, I'll take the plus the points. This year, however, just don't think they have the star power. I think they still have the good team, cohesive team unit. Think they'll still be a force to be reckoned with. But the last few seasons, we saw them go to the championship game and the Sweet 16, and the only team that could beat them in both of those years was UConn. We've seen some players leave in the transfer portal. I just don't know if this San Diego State team has the talent to be what San Diego State has become. And with that being said, give me Gonzaga minus the 11.5. I think Gonzaga is beating teams by 30 this season for a reason. Man, you beat Baylor by 50. You let Arizona State hang around with you, but I think Gonzaga wins this one by 20 pretty damn easily. I'm thinking it's going to get up there in the score too if you like the over. I think we're looking at like a 102-85 victory. But give me Gonzaga minus the 11.5 as the best bet of the day. Man. Anyway. So, lost in the sauce. It's captained by a hook with the red beard. Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dials. Let's recap the bets for tonight. We're going Wisconsin, minus 21 and a hook over UT Rio Grande Valley. Give me Arkansas, minus 21 and a hook. And I like Auburn, minus 29.5. But Wisconsin's the only bet out of those I've placed already. And then Franklin Earl's best bet of the day is Gonzaga, minus 11.5. So you're looking at Wisconsin minus 21.5, Gonzaga minus 11.5. And I'm still on the fence, but I think I am going to take Arkansas minus 21 and a hook. And Auburn minus 29 and a hook. But hey, take all these wagers at your own risk. And please, please gamble responsibly. I'm Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. This is Captain. Buy a hook, baby. Holla at me tomorrow. Have another fun one for ya.